How do we manage supply chains? How do we do all sorts of our processes and working practices for efficiency across the organisation? So there's a spin in, if you like, from the BCE agenda into how we do everything in our organisations that may be able to help us with this difficult funding agenda and our efficiency. I was told earlier this week about a real example, I think it was from BP, and about how they had leveraged better value for money out of their procurement processes. There's also issues for us, and this is the reverse knowledge exchange, to learn from what other organisations are doing and how can we bring that back into our organisations for not just economic advantage, but advantage in terms of all our experiences. Business intelligence is clearly vital. We're getting better at it, but we're nowhere near as good as many organisations are yet. How do we know we're making the right planning decisions? How do we know we're focusing our resources and effort on the things that are going to bear fruit? We need that external business intelligence, political awareness, knowledge of the organisations we're working with, thinking ahead to what's coming down the track, and using our own management information, our internal data better. The Jisc has had a strand in the BCE programme for customer relationship management, CRM. And I think one of the things that's been quite revealing about the work that's been done so far on that strand is the conclusion that most of our educational organisations aren't really quite ready yet to use CRM to its fullest potential because our mindset isn't there. Our culture of sharing information within our organisations isn't there. And we really need to work very hard on that. And that's really the relationship management, that end. I think just the last comment before I leave this slide is on the student experience, where again we've got the transparency agenda gathering pace in terms of the information that we will need to be able to provide, and quite rightly our customers expect that. But it's also about making sure we have relevant courses and curricula, and this is the reverse knowledge exchange as well. Many organisations already bring in advisors from professions and from business and from other organisations, but could we do more of that? Could we make sure that there's much more of a joint approach to educating our students and producing the graduates for that talent stream? Right, I'm going to move on because I'm running out of time here. Just a lastly few comments about personal well-being. And I think the main point I'd really like to flag up here is that we are in for a period of substantial change. Some of that may be painful. There will be change in our organisations. There'll probably be new roles and skills needed. How do we manage collaboration? How do we manage contracts? How do we manage those relationships? How do we work more differently? Perhaps it's more of an external focus than an internal focus that many staff in our organisations will have had. I'm sure you'll be aware of the news in the press this week about the deliberations of Suffolk County Council and how they might end up as a local authority that is very small and, to use the words of the press, just managing contracts because all of the service delivery might be somewhere else. That's not far different from one of the scenarios that came out of Scenario Planning Day we had a couple of years ago when we were looking at the future of higher education. I'm not saying that that is the agenda we should be going down, but I think it's an example of the sort of change that might be talked about going forward. But what matters to everybody, of course, is what's on the right-hand side here. It's not just about job prospects, and it's not just about creating new knowledge or creating graduates. I think we all get a greater sense of achievement from actually making sure that what we have done and developed and produced can then be used further. And it is that, using it further, that our collaboration can drive forward. So, in summing up, coming back to collaboration, it's vital. It's the bedrock of taking some of this forward. but it's about people. It's not about organisations, it's about the individuals and the people who need to make that collaboration work. It's hearts and minds. Collaborations can be in any form at all. Local, national, international, public, private, large, small. It needs a certain fluidity. We shouldn't have collaborations for the sake of it. They need to be productive. But we also have an opportunity here to create communities. And that's to everybody's advantage. We hear a lot in the news about fragmentation, people who feel they don't belong. We've got a role to play here. What makes a successful collaboration? Well, you have to have some sort of shared values and shared purpose. You need to build trust. It doesn't work otherwise. And there has to be some mutual benefit, some goal, some added value, which is also, of course, the financial imperative here. Now, the work that's been going on in these projects, and it's a target for all of us, is that we have to make collaboration easy. If it's difficult, people won't do it. People give up. And to that end, in the Jisc context, we need to focus on using technology to make it easy. Technology to deliver, not technology for its own sake. Not because somebody just says, oh, wouldn't it be a good idea to use X, Y, and Z. Technology can be transformational if it's used properly. So, coming back to the importance of BCE, there are a number of key drivers here, and of course I would conclude it's important. As I said at the beginning, I don't think you'd be sitting here if you didn't think it was either. We have drivers in government policy and strategy. It's for economic viability, it's for quality of life, it's for benefits realisation. It's about our future. And perhaps most importantly, it's about the future of our young people going forward. Now, I'm not saying that there is no agenda for education, no value in education for its own sake. Don't get me wrong. There is. But there's a much wider agenda here as well. And as I said earlier, education for its own sake, if you've studied something and you feel achievement for that, how much more achievement do you feel if you can then use that to greater advantage in your life ahead? So, I hope you'll take from today some really good messages about how you might be able to collaborate amongst yourselves, how you may be able to use what has been developed and take it that step further in your own work to progress your BCE engagement. That's enough from me in terms of the overview now, and I'm looking forward to moving on to hearing about how our entrepreneurs have used their innovative use of online collaboration to further business and community engagement agenda. Thank you.